Welcome to eSchedule. We're happy you're taking time out of your busy schedule to learn about our online software. I think you'll be very impressed with what you're about to see. eSchedule is extremely powerful but so easy to use. And the best part? It's highly configurable. Our team will work closely with you to customize a solution that meets your company's needs. What follows is a video tour recorded by one of our eSchedule experts. We're going to walk you through the software, giving you a sneak peek of what we can do for you. So, sit back and enjoy. The eSchedule software overview starts now.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the eSchedule software tour. We thank you for taking a little bit of time to learn about our great product. We hope that you'll stick around with us here. We are going to walk you through all the various modules that we offer. If you do want to jump ahead for whatever reason in the video, feel free to do so. In just a moment here, I'll show you the order of the different features that we're going to talk about in today's video. If you'd like to schedule a personal tour or a call with us, you can visit us on our website at goeschedule.com/tour. We do have a up-to-date availability calendar there, or you can select a date and time that works best for your schedule, and we'd be happy to discuss eSchedule with you in more detail and answer any questions that you may have. Just real quick about myself and about eSchedule. As a company, we've been around for the last 15 years or so. We're based here in Rochester, New York, which is about an hour east of Buffalo. We have a number of different customers from various sizes. You can see the list there in terms of the types of companies that we work with. We work with small little 10-person companies. I think our largest customer has around 1,600 employees or so. So we really are a good fit for both small and large companies alike. My name is Chris Murtaugh. I am one of the eSchedule experts. I'm a paramedic here in New York State, and I'll be walking you through the software today, showing you the different features and some of the benefits that we can offer your organization. The available modules that we offer, before we get into these, we're actually going to go through what we call our base module, which is sort of the core functionality of the software. And then within that, you can actually add on various modules. We do our pricing and everything sort of a la carte, so you can choose to add on our scheduling module and our timekeeping, which most customers do. And then you can add on some of the other things as well, certification, training records, and some agency management things. And I'll show you each of those on today's video. So what makes eSchedule different? We are very configurable and customizable. So we want to work closely with you to figure out a solution that works. We want to make sure the software matches your existing policies and that everything runs smoothly and without any issues. Customer service is huge with eSchedule. I would encourage you to go out and take a look at the reviews of eSchedule online. I think you'll see that our current customer base is very happy with our customer service. You can call up and speak with someone, send an email. You generally get a reply within one business day, give or take, depending on how urgent the request is. We are able to customize our timekeeping module. We'll get into that. Very easy to use. The interface is very simple, easy to navigate. Our employees, particularly those who are sort of regular users of the software, being able to look at their schedule easily, see their time cards, punch in and out. Those are all things that are very simple and easy to do. We make frequent no-charge upgrades, and of course, as I mentioned, we're going to work closely with you to get everything set up and configured. Getting into our base module, the employee database, you will of course get that as part of your package with us. You can come in here very easily, add a new volunteer or a new employee. And as you can see down the right-hand side there's a bunch of different things that this database holds, including custom fields, certification tracking, paid time off. This would be where you set your access levels, contact information. All of that good stuff is done right here through the employee database. We do have a mobile-friendly version of the software, so we have instructions for both Android users as well as Apple or iOS users on how your employees can create a shortcut into eSchedule. That'll show up like an icon on their phone rather, and then they can get into the mobile version of eSchedule nice and easily. This is the dashboard, which is after you log in, of course, with your username and password, the employee is going to come in and see something along these lines. You'll see here this is a screen grab from Empress EMS. And we're logged in as an employee, and you can see some of the different things that they see. So they've got some messages there at the top, including our message mailbox. And then down at the bottom, they're going to see a copy of their schedule, their certifications, any upcoming events within the department, the status of any swaps and covers that this employee might have, any shift bids that they've submitted, as well as the status of those, as well as some paid time off submissions, which you can see down there in the lower right. The employee is also going to have, or anybody really, can have access to the messaging tool. Generally, this is used by administrators, but you can open it up to everyone. This would be where you can send out mass emails. You can do text messaging, which is included within eSchedule. You can also do pager messages or messages right within the eSchedule system itself. You can do attachments as well if you're sending out an email. That'll go out nice and easily to everyone's email there. Events calendar also comes standard, a great place to put training classes or staff meetings. Your employees can come in here, see when the events are, they can sign up to attend them. And the cool part is on the back end, if you're using our timekeeping module, this actually connects directly with that. So in other words, if you have a meeting, a staff meeting, and 12 people attend, you can verify attendance after the meeting, click a button, and all 12 of those people will receive pay on their time card for attending that meeting. Document library also comes standard, a great place to create folders. You can upload files into those folders, and then your employees or volunteers can pull up these files from anywhere with an internet connection, which would include a computer, a tablet, or a phone. All of our reports come standard. This is a list of some of the ones that we offer. You'll see examples of many of these on the call today, or on the presentation rather. Most of our reports, you can filter them, you can sort them, export them to Excel, or print them if you needed to do that for some reason. Let's get into our scheduling module. Some of the benefits, of course, 24/7 access. eSchedule is a totally online system. Everything lives in the cloud, if you will, so you can get to it from anywhere on the internet. And because of that, our goal is to help you improve your shift coverage, reducing the number of no-shows, helping reduce your overtime costs, and then improving communication and reporting with some of the tools that we offer. We do customized schedule templates, so we'll work closely with you to figure out a template that meets your needs. We'll talk about that in just a second. Any rotations or permanent shift patterns can be pre-programmed into eSchedule to make it nice and simple for you to schedule. Of course, shift bids, so a bid is just an open shift that someone says they're able to work, as well as trades and swaps can all be configured within the software. And then some of the other things there, we can work with you on some custom sign-on and off rules. We'll talk about splitting shifts here in just a second, availability submission, and then we do offer the ability for your employees to sync their eSchedule shifts with a personal calendar software. The schedule itself can be looked at in a number of different ways. We have daily, weekly, hourly, and monthly views. Every employee can configure how they wish to look at the schedule when they log in, and they can always change their mind and make some changes to their settings to look at the schedule how they would like to see it on their device. The schedule template itself is broken down into a number of different things. We have a shift name, so you can have as many shifts as you want. You can call those shifts whatever you'd like. And then within that, of course, you've got at least one position. So you've got one position here on the schedule. As I mentioned, you can have as many of those as you need. And then within that, you've got your shift time and any notes that might apply to those. So your shift times can be anywhere from 24 hours all the way down to a single hour or less, actually, if you wanted to have a shift that was shorter than that. You can activate position and rotation indicators. That in this example here shows that these people are trainers or field training officers. That's the little P, the B, and the I there. And then the rotation indicator arrows will tell you that that person is on their normal rotation pattern. Open shift down here at the bottom in sort of that gold color. If I was an employee, I could easily bid on that shift just by clicking on the shift time, and then it would go ahead and submit my bid into the scheduler for approval. Shift management, very easy to put someone on a shift. That's what this looks like here. If you're a scheduler, you click on the shift time, choose the employee's name, of course confirm the shift time. You can do a nice easy shift split there. So maybe someone's only going to work a portion of a shift, you can do that nice and easily. And then eSchedule will automatically split up that shift for you and create another opening. There's your shift notes down on the bottom left, and then if you look in the upper right, that's where your recurrence or rotation patterns are. So whatever pattern you have, we'll pre-program that. These are just some examples here that you see from this one customer that we grabbed for this presentation. If someone calls in sick, you can take them off a shift by using the sign off button down at the bottom. You can also sign members off all future occurrences of a shift, and you can also automatically email members that may be able to backfill or fill that shift when someone were to call in sick or if you needed to take them off that shift for some reason. Availability collections, so you can use this screen to, of course, collect availability. The times that you see here, we can customize those, but otherwise it's pretty straightforward. Your members can come in, fill this out, they can submit it into you, and then you can schedule them onto shifts based on when they're available. Up at the top, these are the shift bid reports, so this is something that a scheduler would look at and review. You can see all the different bids that have come in. We're going to give you all the information that you need to make a decision on who should get that shift bid approved versus rejected. And then similarly down at the bottom, any swaps that are pending. If 2 employees want to swap a shift, you can come in here and go ahead and approve that, and the schedule will get updated at that time. We do offer some open shifts reports as well as some email reminders. The email that you see on the right there, that's a once a week email that goes out to all of your employees. We give them up at the top a list of all the open shifts on the schedule. We're going to give them a personalized copy of their scheduled shifts, as well as any certifications they have in the system that are going to expire in the near future. And our shift sync, as I mentioned, your employees can set this up on their own. And this is going to take all of their scheduled shifts in eSchedule and push them automatically into their calendar software or their phone. Getting into timekeeping now, we have a bunch of different timekeeping options, which I'll walk you through here in just a moment. We do also have a biometric finger scan add-on available. If you're interested in more information on how that works, please let us know. But otherwise, most people, or most companies rather, control punches by location. So if you want to restrict access for people being able to clock in and out by a certain station or a computer within your station, we can certainly do that. The key to the timekeeping module is the grace period. So you've got this sort of window of time on the front end of a shift and on the back end of a shift. And if anything falls outside of those rules, it's going to create an exception. And I'll walk you through how that works. Time off management we'll talk about, as well as integration with your payroll or payroll software or payroll company. So some of the different options that we have, your standard clock in and out. I come in for my shift, I clock in. When I'm done, I go ahead and clock out at the end of my shift. We do offer a manual time entry. So this would be a clock in and out. So this would be someone who maybe comes in from home or they're logging some time for admin or training. They can enter that and that would get submitted for approval as well. Administrators have full control over time entries. So as a time card manager, you can come in, manipulate people's time, add time, remove time, whatever you need to do within the timekeeping system. We do offer a transfer shifts option. I will admit it's a little confusing, but basically this is great for companies that don't have people clock in and out. So if you have salaried people, or if you want to just transfer the shifts, as we call it, right from the schedule onto the time cards, you can do that. And then go ahead and make any manipulations that you might need to for to the time cards after you've transferred the shifts. And we do offer a multi-punch as well. I'll show you that here in just a minute on the coming screens. So this is your standard clock in and out. If you look in the upper left where it says clock in, assuming the employee is at a location that you've approved to allow for clock in and out, they can hit the clock in link. And then if you look in the bottom right there, they can go ahead and enter some comments if they need to and go ahead and clock in. Now, if I'm punching in too early or I came in late, based on the rules that you set, that grace period, I can still punch in. I just have to put a comment in, which will create an exception. Here's your exception tracking. This is your sort of checks and balances. Each one of these rows are people that have either punched in late, punched in too early, or perhaps they punched in or out while they weren't scheduled. So you can go ahead and make approvals to these. You can make changes as you need to, but this is really the key to the timekeeping system. Here's your manual time entry, which I mentioned. People can come in, select an activity which can be configured, and then they're going to put their start time and end time, and that would also get sent to the exception report for review. Here's your admin entry. So this is your master administrative screen. If you need to manually add some time onto someone's time card, or if you need to fix some time, you can do that. Now, if you'll notice in the middle of the screen there where it says activity and pay type, all of those things are configurable within eSchedule. So every customer that we work with has different activities, different pay types, different ways of paying people, and we're going to work with you to set up the system to match how you do business and to match your current policies. This is the transfer shifts option that I mentioned, also called process shifts. So once again, you could choose a date range and automatically move everybody's time, or shifts rather, from the schedule right into their time cards. And then from there, you can manipulate your time cards as needed prior to sending it to payroll. Multi-punch, a great way to pay multiple people for the same thing. So for example, if you have a staff meeting that's 2 hours, you can come in here, check the boxes of all the people that were at the meeting, and then give them all pay on their time card. This is what a time card looks like. Pretty straightforward. Each row is a punch, or a shift, I should say. And then from left to right, we're going to give you the shift date and time, any exceptions that the employee might have had, comments that the employee submitted. In the middle there, that's their scheduled shift name or position. And then over the right, that's all the different earnings codes that we're going to program into the system. So this customer, as you can see, has regular pay, regular OT, 15 pay, so on and so forth. And we're going to make the system configure it to sort of flow through these different earnings codes as easily as possible. So for example, if I'm working a holiday and I punch in on a holiday, that time is going to automatically go into the holiday column on my time card. Down on the bottom left, PTO balances. Whether you have one bank of PTO or multiple like you see here, we can set up the PTO to match. We can handle PTO accruals, so that can be done based on a number of different factors, and then those accruals will automatically happen in the software, increasing their available time off. And we do have employee as well as supervisor approval signatures as an available option to turn on within the system. Payroll export, so once your payroll is all set for the week, you've cleaned up all your exceptions, the time cards all look good, you simply come into eSchedule, you click the Export Payroll button, and that's going to download a file out of eSchedule that you can then either email or import or print off, whatever you need to do to get that into your payroll system. So that payroll file is customized by eSchedule to match your software. So whether you use ADP, Paychex, QuickBooks, any of the common or not so common payroll providers, just let us know and we'll make sure that that payroll file matches what they need. PTO management, your employees can come in here, submit PTO, and then down at the bottom here you can review those requests and then either approve or reject those. At that point, their PTO balance would be reduced, and then the employee would get an email and a text message letting them know that their PTO has been approved or rejected. Getting into our training record modules, we have two different modules that we offer within that. The first is certification tracking, and the second is our CME class tracking. I'll show you both of those, starting with certifications. You can come into eSchedule, quickly and easily add a new certification if you wanted to start to track something. You can choose which position or positions on the schedule any given certification is required for, as well as the reminder period. So that's how many days out from expiration does the employee start to be reminded that that is going to expire. Within the employee profile, you can scroll down to the certification section, easily enter a new certification for an employee. You can put some notes in there, and you can see on the right you can also put in actual digital scans of the cards, which get stored in the system for approval, or for review, I should say, by the employee as well as you guys as managers. This is a kind of a cool feature. If you have an employee who has a required certification that has lapsed, they're going to receive this message. Their account within eSchedule is going to be set to read-only. They will not be able to essentially do anything within eSchedule until they get that certification fixed with your training manager. Moving into our CME, one more thing here. Certification expiration report, of course. You can come in here, run reports on the different certifications that you might have. You can run this report or filter it by person. You can do it by card name. You can do it by expiration date. And as I mentioned before, you can export this out or print it if you needed to do that for whatever reason. This report here is something that that a manager only would, of course, be able to access. And now moving into our CME tracking, this is a great way to keep track of classes that your employees have attended. These could be classes that you host, or it could be classes that they've attended elsewhere. They would essentially submit a certificate to you or some sort of proof of attendance, and then you folks as managers would come in here, log that class for them, and the employee would be able to see what classes they've taken, as well as how many more hours they need to attend for the various different topics. Now this section here, or this module, is very configurable, so we essentially set it up differently for every customer. So what you're looking at here, this is New York State's paramedic recertification requirements. We'll work with you to figure out what your local, regional, or national registry requirements might be, and we'll set this up to match how you guys want to set that up for yourselves. And then, of course, reporting as well for that. You can come in here, run reports by instructor name, by employee, by class, all that good stuff. This is really the key to making sure that all of your data is up to date here. All right, and then almost done here, agency management. A couple other things that we offer. A very common popular features are Forms Manager. These are custom-built forms that we take care of for you. So on the left there, that's a vehicle check sheet for Springfield Fire and EMS. Your vehicle check sheet may look completely different. That's totally fine. We'll build out that form to match how you want it to look. You can have as many forms as you want. We do pricing on a per form basis, and then your employees can come in here anytime, pull these up 24 hours a day, fill them out. Entries can get stored in the system, and then emails can also be sent if you wanted to get an email alert for any of these forms. We do offer a vehicle maintenance module, which really has two features within it. At the top is preventative maintenance alerts. That ties in directly with the mileage that's entered on the forms that we just talked about. So if you have a vehicle check sheet that has mileage getting entered at the start of every shift, you can have that tie into the vehicle maintenance section, and that would trigger your preventative maintenance alerts. And we do also have service reports as well. You can come in and put budgets in, actual expenses. So if you have invoices that you want to enter into eSchedule, you can do that and then use eSchedule to track the cost on a per vehicle basis. And lastly, our equipment tracking. This is a great way to keep track of department-owned or company-owned items that your employees may be in possession of. So for example, I have a coat, I have a radio, a pager, an ID card. All that stuff can get entered into eSchedule and then added into the employee profile. And that way you can keep track of who has what, as well as the available inventory of each of those items. That's everything that we have today on our eSchedule tour. Thank you very much for sticking with me and watching the video. If you have questions or would like to set up a private call with us, please again visit our website at goeschedule.com/tour.